Hi Aries, welcome back. This is your remainder of April 2019 into early May 2019 reading. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It's interesting. I find that Aries is probably the least number of people that watch sometimes. I wonder why. Aries, are you just like on the move, that you're not really into watching these as long or paying as much attention to tarot readings? I don't know what the reason is. I could be wrong. I try to make these short enough that you can kind of sit with them and not feel like you have to dedicate an uber amount of time. So hopefully this will draw in a few Aries, and I'm thankful that you're here. For those of you who are here, thank you for coming. And if you're new, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back. And if you are new, please consider subscribing if this resonates for you and you like the style of my reading. And yeah, so we'll take it from there. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross-watching is welcome. And let's see what is going on for you, Aries. Mid-April through early May 2019. I'm using the Osho Zen Tarot. Having some fun with that. It's a beautiful deck if you haven't seen it. And yeah, so let's see what you think of it getting through the reading. Out of the gate, we've got the Schizophrenia card, which really just relates to being of two minds, being of two worlds, being of potential choices. So for many of you, Aries, you're in the midst of an important decision, but you're kind of in the middle of it all. Like maybe you're denying that you have to make the decision, but more than that, you are kind of in between two worlds. You might be trying to exit something that already happened and are not just quite fully putting yourself into something new when it comes to a relationship. And we'll see. That's in the past. And the other past energies have definitely kept keeping you in your mind. You've got actually 3 air energies here. That would be like the King of Swords. So mega rigidity here. This is kind of like in control, but in my head, I think I can logic this out. For many of you, you've got a bit of an aggressive energy around this, thinking, I can power my way through this. I can mentally figure out whatever this issue is. These are all being read in the upright, by the way, but this is the 9 of Swords too. So you might be feeling mental blockages around this that's keeping you a bit in regret or sorrow around what's happened with a particular person, Aries. You know, just not breaking free from it yet, but wanting control, wanting to kind of push through this thing. Definitely have your intentions in the right place, but there's part of you that's got energy in the past, locked up in this past regret or sorrow. So somebody really affected you at a pretty deep level, Aries. Definitely affected you. The good news is transformation is upon you. So in the present, you're going to be coming into, this would be traditionally more of like the Death card. In a really positive sense, though, if you see the purple and the potential here. So for a lot of you coming out of this period, Aries, for a lot of you, this is going to be just a really brand new phase for you with a lot of potential. It's very spiritual. I think this is like a spiritual transformation for many of you. I mean, what you went through or what you've been thinking about has the potential to transform for you. Yep. Queen of Swords is right under the King of Swords. So it's hard to ignore. There's just so much air energy on the table. There's also a King and a Queen of Swords kind of energy. So it could be that there was somebody who stirred up that kind of crazy connection in you that really had the ability to trigger you, poke at things, poke at open wounds, poke at past things. Maybe it was a bit of a karmic partnership. I don't mean soulmate in a way like twin flame. I mean a karmic energy that forced you to realize certain things about yourself or come to certain conclusions like, I want this, I don't want this. I need this, I don't need this. I just kind of been wounded or hurt enough to know I need to push forward, new things ahead, transform my life. The old has to die away, but I'm going to cut it out if it doesn't. I'm going to cut out anything that doesn't serve me and take back control. A newfound power around that. It's actually very inspiring right now to me as I'm reading this, Aries. So for many of you, I think there's a new burst of inspiration, a new clarity coming through of what's right, what's wrong, what's right for you, and what's wrong for you. Absolutely. A lot of purple and potential energy here too, just pure potentiality. So in that sense, I see that as a hugely positive new energy. So what else in the present energy for Aries? Present energy for Aries. Whoops. Okay. Wow, that one went really far away. Let's see. There's some guilt. So where are you kind of stuck in a little bit of stuckness over this? Did you think that you had a part in this? Again, 8 of Swords right under the 9 of Swords. So a lot of energy you need to get out of your head over here, Aries. You definitely need to get out of your head. You need to envision better things, 10 of Cups kind of energy, but in an envisioning sort of way. Where can you hold in your mind's eye greater peace, joy, what you really want to create? To me, that's what's coming in your transformation. That's what's coming when you can cut out this BS and move on with the future. Where can you release the devil energy, the conditioning, the traps, the old things that hold us chained to old patterns that no longer work? So this may not be easy breezy here. I'm not going to lie for a lot of you, Aries. This is the pull. This is the karmic pull between the King and Queen of Swords and the conditioning. There's some reason why you came together. There's a reason why you've been a great teacher for this person and they've been a teacher for you. And I don't mean to sound Pollyanna about it. I know we get that a lot. Like, there's a reason, that there's a lesson kind of thing, and somebody's in your life for a reason sort of thing. But it is where the painful, catalyst comes into our life, and then we can either wallow in it or we can take the lesson and grow from it. You have all this potentiality to grow from it, but you have to get past the wallowing of it. You have to make sense of it. And I think for a lot of you, Aries, sometimes you're quick to action, you're think to move on and to fire up and maybe not go to a deep level. This reading is all about going to a deep level, feeling and sitting with the emotion, experiencing it, and then figuring out what you're going to make of it. How do you then gain better control, and how do you then transmute and transform it into something better for you? Because it's all here. That potential is here to be reborn, transform, let go of the old patterns. Maybe they're patterns that came before you, or just maybe they're from your childhood or from past relationships. But this is a big message for me. It's time. It's definitely time for you, for many of you Aries, to envision your transformation, envision your new chapter. If you can envision it with your full emotional effort, all your senses, write about it, record it, meditate on it, think of other times in your life where things were more like this, attach it to that kind of conditioning, your brain will want to recreate it. And your situation will be attracting it. Has to start with you. So what other present energies for Aries? It's very clear. It's a very clear reading. You need to get, he's got another air energy. Don't fight yourself on this. It's like the Knight of Swords. We've got 2 of Swords, King, Queen of Swords, 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, and now Knight of Swords. So the good part about this is you have to engage with your mental clarity, energy, and logic here, but not to a point where you're not tapping into your heart. What do you truly desire? Interestingly, I'm not seeing wand energy, fire energy, which would be so Aries. So for some of you, you may feel out of step with yourself, a little disconnected from yourself, a little off-putting, off-footed, not sure-footed, because there's stuff here that's rocking your world. But you do have the Queen of Swords at the heart of your reading. So you do have control. It might even be that you were exercising too much fire and cup energy, that it's now causing you to just tap into what you know to be right for you. There's a knowing. The Queen of Swords energy and the morality energy knows, you know, you can't deceive me at this point. You know, I know what's right. I know what's right here. You do. You do, Aries. You know what's right here. Any last advice for Aries? It's very clear cut. Not seeing anything else jump. But let's see. One more chance. I've got one card for you. So this is like the Hanged Man, but the side of the Hanged Man that is the enlightenment side of the Hanged Man. So there is an enlightenment that you need to latch onto here. There is a vision that you need to latch onto and create here. Absolutely. And this is like the Seven of Discs. You're birthing something. You're creating something. Something's coming out of this end of chapter for you. So you do have the ability to practically create something for yourself that's going to be rewarding, abundant, fulfilling. It may take some time. You know, it's going to take some time, but it's all here for the taking. You can tap into this beautiful manifestation energy, tapping into your insight, tapping into what you know is right. Okay, you know what's right. Absolutely. You have an awareness about what is right for you right now. This is like the Chariot. Take the reins, move forward. You know what you deserve in any relationship. Okay, you need to be on equal footing, have a soul relationship that serves you. And I think more than anything, this is a relationship that goes back to you. This is a relationship that goes back to yourself first. Okay, so I mean, really, it's a very beautifully empowering reading. I do believe you're being tested as part of this month. There was a couple other signs that were as well. There's a karmic relationship. Those are hard to really learn from and move on from, but you've got the makings for that. And you will be. You will be breaking the ties that bind, the dysfunction out of it, the toxicity out of it, the old patterns out of it. And you'll be latching onto something just much more insightful and creative and wise. You're going to cut the crap out. I know that. And you will succeed with your new awareness. You just have to have some patience. Okay? Easier said than done. Much easier said than done. But anyway, thanks for being here, Aries. I hope some of this resonated. It is really a powerful reading. And let me know what pieces might have. And I wish you a lot of luck with it. And I will see you again soon. Thanks.